Hello everyone. Today I'm going to go over Pauper Goblins. We're playing. It's a mono red deck, of course, as most Goblin decks would be, but it's very low to the ground, very low CMC. You kind of just want to drop a whole bunch of goblins and start swinging in. Really, very rarely will you keep anything back. We'll go over. I mean, the mana base is nothing. It's 18 mountains. Just there were 18 random mountains in there. That's no big deal. But our creature base is actually a little diverse. We've got Foundry Seat Denizen. It gets +1/+0 until end of turn whenever another red creature enters the battlefield, which these all are. And it does trigger multiple times per turn. So if you drop a card I'll cover later, we'll be able to see everything. It just starts building up. We've also got Goblin Arsonist. It's just a 1/1 for 1 that when it dies, it can deal 1 damage to a creature or player, which basically means that if a 2/2 is blocking it, that 2/2 is now dead, regardless of what else happens. We've also got Goblin Bushwhacker. And this card's great because of its kicker cost. So for 2 mana, you get a 1/1 with haste. Actually, sorry, you get a 2/1 with haste. Everything else gets haste. And everything else gets +1/+0. So it's pretty good value out of that. We start getting into the more locked down creatures now. It's a 2/2 for 1, which is a great cost, but it can't attack unless I cast a creature that turn. So it's a bit of a drawback, but it does do the trick. It does do the trick and deal that extra damage once in a while. Goblin Slider lets us sacrifice a goblin, and then a creature we control gets +1/+1 until end of turn. So if we have something that's going to die regardless, and then something that's going to die but is only off by 1 or needs 1 more to push through to kill a big threat, we can do that. We can swap out. Works fine. Lightning Bolt, of course. No instructions needed there. Mog Conscripts, very similar to Goblin Cohort, where it can't attack unless I cast a creature spell. And Mog Raider, same thing as Goblin Slider. For the 2-drops, we got Mog War Marshal. When it enters the battlefield, it gets you create a 1/1 red goblin token. That's the one I was referring to with Foundry Seat Denizen. So you play this, and your Foundry Denizen gets +2/+0 until end of turn. So it's a nice little payment. And then it has Echo as well, which means that the next turn you have to pay the 1 generic 1 red, but if you don't, you can sacrifice it. If you sacrifice it, you get the 1/1 red goblin token for it. So it's basically 3 power technically across the board. Usually I would just play Mog War Marshal, get the token, and then next swing in chump block with Mog War Marshal, get the token on their turn, and then on my turn that token's ready to play. Sparksmith, it deals X damage to target creature and to me, where X is the number of goblins on the battlefield. This is usually one of the ones I will sacrifice to Slider or Mog Raider due to the fact that it's a very large drawback, but and also this deck can go very wide with goblins. But it's not a terrible card because it lets you get rid of some of the more heavier threats. I mean, spending 5 life to get rid of a Gurmag Angler is not a huge concern, and it's basically this deck's version of Dismember. We also have Goblin Matron, which is a 1/1 for 3 for 2 in generic and a red. But when you enter the battlefield, you can search for a Goblin card, basically just a tutor for goblins. And lastly, Goblin Heel Cutter. It's the last creature we're going to cover. It's a 3/2 for 3 generic and 1 red, and has dash, which means you can play it for its dash cost. It's 2 generic and a red. It gets haste, and it can swing in this turn. So it can swing in this turn, and it goes back to your hand at the end of the turn. Whenever it attacks, though, target creature cannot block. So if there's only going up against one board, you want to swing it with a bunch of 1/1s safely, you can dash this out, bring it back to your hand, and go the next turn. Last card we're going to cover on the main board is Fire Blast. You're never going to pay 6 mana for this. Realistically, you want to have 3 mana on the board, and that's about it. When you start having too much mana, you sacrifice 2 mountains to play Fire Blast, which deals 4 damage to a creature or a player. Going over the sideboard, we have Apostle's Blessing. It's just generic protection, that's all. Flame Slash to get rid of creature heavy decks. Smelt against any decks with artifact. Target artifact lands, artifact creatures, artifacts. So it's just all around good artifact removal. Electricity lets you overload it to do 1 damage to every creature you don't control for 1 in a red, or you can just cast it for 1 to get rid of 1 single creature. It's great against token-based decks or anything low to the ground, such as other goblin decks. Electrostatic Bolt is just another creature removal / artifact creature removal mostly. It deals 4 damage, so that gets rid of your Mirror Enforcers, gets rid of Frogmites, gets Fiery Impulse. This is actually one I just added in, just looking at it as an idea. Deals 3 damage to a creature. If you have 2 or more instants or sorceries, you're not really going to have 2 or more instants and sorceries in here that often. You're only running 6 total between the Fire Blast and the Lightning Bolts, but it's 2 damage, so I mean, it brings down a lot of things. And 2 Goblin Mountaineers, which have Mountain Walk, so they can't be blocked. If the defending player controls mountain, just pop them in. If your opponent's playing red, maybe take out the Fire Blasts at that point, since you can swing in and deal 4 damage over the turns with that. So this is mono red goblins in Pauper, and we're gonna go hit the queues right now and see what we can find. Oh, all right, that was fast. All right, we're playing against Wachatoro. Looks like we're probably, yep, we're gonna go on the draw. That's fine. We've got plenty of creatures to play. We're gonna keep this. So we got 3 mana in hand, which is enough to play Goblin Matron on turn 3. Okay. I'm not sure what happened there. Let's try to find someone else to play against. Looks like we're going up against Dylan268, and we lost the die roll once again, so we're probably going to go in the draw. Goblins is a deck that really doesn't care which you go on. And going on the play, of course, is always better to be able to have that turn 1 presence, but it's not terrible to go late game. So we've got 3 mountains, perfect. 1 lightning bolt, great for removal. 1 mod conscripts. So you can turn 1 mod conscripts, turn 2 Mog War Marshal, turn 3 Sparksmith. Keep this. Opponent is running mountains, so that's not bad. We actually have, we have an extra mod conscripts. Of course, turn 1, it's too early to say what our opponent's probably playing, but looks like he's playing. Okay, second mountain kind of indicates mono red. It looks like he's got Implement of Combustion. Combustion, wow. Another mod conscripts. And we're gonna go attack. I'm gonna hold back on this lightning bolt to the face to him, mainly because I want to keep this up. I got 2 of them, so if he plays any creatures, I can always bolt them. Right. Opponent's down to 18. It's not bad. He's cracking Implement of Combustion. Deals 1 to me. No big deal. I'll take it. And he draws a card. So he's down. He's up to 3 mountains now. What's he playing? Minotaur Short Shot. Alright, we'll let that resolve. And at our opponent's end step, we're going to bolt it. Boot. Alright, sweet. We get to drop a Mog War Marshal, allowing both from mod conscripts to attack. And we get to keep up Lightning Bolt. So swing in with 2/2s. Ooh, Nettle Drone. If I remember right, yeah, whenever you cast a colorless spell, untap Nettle Drone. I doubt our opponent has very many colorless spells, but we're gonna bolt it anyway. It deals 3 damage to our creatures. It's not worth leaving up. Alright. We're not going to pay for Mog War Marshal. Ooh, this is actually nice. So we can cast it with Kicker. We'll leave up red just to make the opponent think we have another bolt in hand. But this Kicker is going to be fun. So Shock's going to get rid of one of my conscripts. No big deal. Everything gets +1/+0 and gains haste. Not that that really mattered much. And we're going to swing in with the alpha attack here. Oop. And that's swinging in for 9 right there. Can't be blocked, can't be redirected. We're good. Opponent's down to 5 and we're still at 19. Sitting pretty easy right now. Opponent needs some kind of play, which it looks like they're not going to do any right now. So we're going to Mog War Marshal right now. Create some more tokens. And I'm not going to Sparksmith, actually. The reason being that next turn, I can swing in with Mog Conscripts. If I play Sparksmith next turn, if I play it this turn, and I whiff, not good. Of course, if he decides to bolt something, such as Mog Conscripts right now, Chandra's Pyrohelic. Okay, taking out my Goblin, my Bushwhacker. No, that's fine. Takes the opponent down to 2, unless he's got another play in mind. Nope. Opponent's down to 2, 3 cards in hand. Alright, let's start sideboarding. So it looks like the opponent's just playing a standard aggro red deck. A lot of low creatures. So we're going to... Let's bring in Electricries, actually, for that. And Pyroblast could end it quickly, but it's not really great. And I'm going to bring in the Goblin Mountaineers just because they're 1-drops and take out 1 Goblin Matron and 1 Sparksmith, I think. Alright. Opponent's most likely going to choose to go on the play. There we go. Huh. So this is interesting. I've got 1 mana, but I have many plays I can play with this 1 mana. So we are going to keep this. We have both of my Goblin Mountaineers showed up in the opening hand. So yeah, I'm thinking turn 1 Foundry Street Denizen, turn 2 Mountaineer, turn 2 Mountaineer, and then hopefully we can just start dropping everything else. If we get 1 more land, we should be golden. Foundry Street Denizen can get out of hand really quickly. Or we can, yeah, you know, Foundry Street Denizen. Alright. Thermal Alchemist. So next turn, that's getting bolted. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's playing a spell heavy deck most likely, so that's extra damage that just keeps pinging me over and over and over. Let's hit him for 1. So I kind of get what he's going for with the Thermal Alchemist, the Nettle Drone. It looks most likely like he's trying to Let's go here. Let's do Goblin Mountaineer. Looks most likely like he's trying to just do constant ping damage by Thermal Alchemist playing a bunch of instants and sorceries. Or, what's he doing? Damn. Takes him out. Or maybe even trying to play the implement combustion just for extra damage. But it seems like using the 2 is spread too thin. I stick with 1. Thermal Alchemist is great if you run a Is-It deck and you're running a lot of card draw, a lot of cycling, just cards that let you search through everything. Alright, so let's do Gobble Arsonist and Mountaineer. So the thing is that if I block this devil with my Goblin Arsonist, they both die. Goblin Arsonist is going to ping him, and he's going to ping my Mountaineer. Oh wow, he actually exiled it. Alright. So he's completely tapped out. We're gonna draw these letters, I think. Swing with the Mountaineer for 1. I mean, my build's a very budget build. You could definitely add in Guerrilla Shamans for more artifact hate in your sideboard and stuff like that. Just, I try to build a lot of smaller, budget-friendly Pauper decks that are just fun to play. Okay, Nettle Drone. We'll let that resolve, and then we can in combat take it out. Now, the opponent actually understands too that the only thing that's keeping me back from doing a full-on attack is the fact that the devil's there. Once I swing in with everything, he blocks the devil. It's going to get bad since the Goblin Mountaineer is going to be obviously the target. Dylan's down to 17. Hard casting a Fiery Temper. Okay. That's fine. You want to pay 3 mana to take out a 1/1, I got no problem with that whatsoever. Okay. So we want to look for... Yes. We want to look for, what you call it? Goblin Heel Cutter, I think. Yes. So next turn we can swing with everything by dashing in Goblin Heel Cutter. Five. Oh man, you just made a mistake. You should have. Oh man, if he had. So if he put on the devil dies. He could have pinged out one of my goblins. He just made that complete bolt bait right there. Oh man, I wanted to swing on the heel cutter, but I'm actually gonna go. I'm actually gonna hold off, play the cohort, and then heel cutter in next turn. That way I can go a little extra damage and Manticore the Gauntlet. Oh, I get what you're going for, man, but this is a weird brew. I have no problem with people wanting to brew up some decks. They're always fun. Alright, so we're gonna cast with dash. 1, 2, 3. Devil can't block. What's he got? Lightning bolt. He's probably got bolt. Probably gonna bolt the heel cutter. I don't blame him. Oh no, shocks. Okay. And we'll sacrifice him, yeah. So the shock fizzles. Goblin cohort gets a counter. And it's almost as if nothing happened at all. Alright, and he returns to my hand. Nettle drone. This one will allow. Mainly because we have nothing to do to stop it. Oh, I would love to bushwhacker and heel cutter. So I could, yeah, I'm gonna cast this again with dash. 2, 3. Opponent is completely hellbent. The nice part being that Goblin Heel Cutter's dash ability keeps Goblin Cohort able to attack. And we are not going to let the Devil block. Kind of had a feeling that was going to happen. I'm going to let it. I'm going to let Goblin Heel Cutter die, I think. That takes our opponent down to 3. If I could top deck a Bolt, that'd be nice. Opponent. Alright, opponent concedes. Reveal my hand. Let's see. Oh yeah, I could have played double bushwhacker. That'd have been game. Alright, so that was just a quick game of Pauper Goblins. I hope you all enjoyed watching this video. And if you have any other suggestions for decks to play, over here on this right hand side, I've got a few of the decks I've built that I want to test out and record, show you guys how they're played. If you have any requests, any games you want me to play, let me know in the comments below. And of course, always like, comment, subscribe. It's great for making sure I understand that you like these videos and enjoy the content that I'm trying to put out there. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. And I hope you all have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.